Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Common Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And happy birthday, Alex.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you all are here with us today. And it's a very special episode because it's Alex's birthday episode.
I'm so excited. I had a much longer waiting period than you did.
You did, because you assigned these to me right after my birthday episode.
Yeah.
So it was over a month.
Yes.
Which is a little bit more disappointing because I'm not even fully caught up on some of my assigned stories.
It's okay. I gave you a pass on one.
We'll get into that. So today, just similar to the approach that we took with my birthday, Alex basically listed out a lot of the series that are her favorites that I have either never read or fell pretty far behind on. And she kind of assigned some to me so that I could either start a new series or catch up on some. And then I got to pick one of my own to read as well as a little surprise.
We love a good surprise.
So we're going to start out with the series that you assigned to me first.
Okay.
This is Taming the Tiger.
Oh, I'm so excited. So I had to go back and reread this one because it had been a while. And I was just like blown away again, all over again with this story. It's gorgeous. And I assigned this one because I knew you would love it.
You did. You said specifically, like, if you're going to like any of the stories on this list, it's going to be this one.
Yes.
And it didn't disappoint. I bought it immediately. I read it like in the first 2 weeks after you assigned it. And it's perfect.
It is.
It's just a perfect story.
It's so good.
So,
tell me all about it.
So it's on Leeson for anybody who has not read this title. It is a completed series with 80 episodes. 70 are the full story and 10 are a side story. And it's a historical boy love, which obviously Painter of the Night, we love that kind of a vibe. Mm-hmm. But it follows Gumhu An, or Lord An, and he has had a difficult life in general, I think, to say the least. He just has had a haunting past. He doesn't sleep well. He honestly is just looked at as basically a monster.
He doesn't sleep well with good reason.
Yeah, with good reason. I mean, he's a murderer.
Well, and he was also almost assassinated as like a teenager. So.
Yeah. He does have like the super cool scar across his throat.
I know.
I kind of love it. But anyways, he's got some of his own issues going on. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he kind of surprises people every once in a while. You know, he has this little brother who is the son of his father's second wife, who was terrible to him. And after the second wife was so awful to him and he had the opportunity to kill his younger brother, he actually took the younger brother in and like raised him and took care of him. His little brother is extremely sickly. And so the story opens up with Lord An wanting to find a butcher who can butcher animals and provide fresh blood for the medicine that his brother Yunu needs to essentially survive. Mm-hmm. Now, he does go to a neighboring poor village and he finds someone that is named Nobody because he was never given a name. And automatically, Lord An goes, that's him. Mm-hmm. That's the one that I'm taking.
Now, I know that there were rumors about him that you'll get into. Were there rumors about him as a butcher as well? Like, was he known? I can't remember if he was, like, known to be the best butcher.
He basically just asked the town, like, do you have a butcher here?
Okay. Yeah,
and
I couldn't remember
yeah.
if he went specifically to find Nobody.
Yeah. It just kind of so happened that it was Nobody.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, it worked out for the best, I think, for all parties involved.
I think it did.
So, anyways, you do meet Nobody, who is strikingly gorgeous. Mm-hmm. They basically say that he's a tiger because he has striking, glowing golden eyes, and he's extremely inhumanly strong. Like, he works in physical labor all day, every day, and so he's used to picking up boar and, you know, doing hard physical labor like that. So he just kind of takes on all of those rumors of people thinking he's a beast and things like that. But Lord An takes him in pretty quickly and makes it very clear that he's not out to make nobody's life difficult. He gives him a name, names him Bomb, and after naming him, like, starts bringing him in on meals, making sure that he's fed. And he also very quickly makes it obvious that he's aware of some rumors that were going around with him in the village, that he was a giseong, or a male prostitute. This was true. He was a male prostitute for women. However, Lord An has some different plans for him and ends up having his friend, like a childhood friend, Sanho, teach him how to sleep with men.
Yeah.
Sanho's pretty taken with him. He's like, hey, Bum, if you, want to work with me instead, like, you've got a job, like, by all means.
But he's, like, automatically in love with Lord An.
Yeah, I mean, he's the first person to show him
instantly
kindness.
loves him.
I mean, yeah, it's like a loyal dog situation almost.
And he's like, this is the most beautiful man I've ever seen.
I know. Everyone talks about how terrifying Lord An is, and they always kind of keep a distance, and they're like, oh, he's ghostly pale and all this. He's like, really? I think he just shines so brightly. And like, they just, like, the perspectives are so different. So automatically you do see that the perspectives are super different. So Sanho's like, oh, I mean, if you ever want to work with me, you don't have to trust Lord An over there. You can come to me. And Bomb immediately is like, screw you. Goes to Lord An and says, like, if you want me to be your giseong, I will. Like, we could do that. And Lord An takes him up on it. And very quickly they start up their physical relationship, but it's an intimate relationship almost immediately. Like, they have the connection. Lord An loves and cares about Bomb specifically because he is one of the only people who genuinely cares about him. Everyone else sees him as this monster, and Bomb came in with the purest of intentions and does have all of this love and care for him. It's so beautiful.
He was bewitched by the tiger.
He was. I mean, which one's the tiger? Who knows? I love it. But anyways, so there is kind of a lot going on in the background as well. Obviously, they have their beautiful, intimate relationship with one another. Bomb does continue to work with Lord An in actually being a butcher and providing the blood for his younger brother, everything like that. But very quickly, Sanho's brother, Sanwoo, who had a previous somewhat romantic relationship, kind of unspoken feelings relationship with Lord An.
But they do say that they were in love.
They were in love. I don't think either of them were comfortable with pursuing it. And it kind of fizzled on Lord An's side, at least.
Well, but he was pushed away.
Yeah.
So it didn't fizzle.
Yeah. No, it was like deliberately ended. But anyway, so Sanwoo starts getting very jealous.
Yes, he does.
The relationship very much ended, but Sanwoo kind of starts side-eyeing Bomb and specifically tries to make things difficult. Like, one of my favorite scenes is where Bomb is just taking this animal back to go to butcher him, like this cow. He goes, oh, it'll make great leather. This will be great. And Sanwoo, who holds some status of like council, something like that, stops him and says, did you register the animal with the government to say that you were going to be slaughtering this? And he says, no, I just do as my master tells me to. And he goes, oh, your master, as if it's your possession. And he goes, he's my master. And so they're going back and forth, and Sanwoo's like smacking him and beating the crap out of him. And Lord An hears what's going on and literally holds up a sword to Sanwoo and says, oh, sorry, I've spoiled him, so it's my fault that he's acting this way. And he picks Bomb up off the ground, like helps him up, ends up grabbing his face and biting his tongue in front of Sanwoo, and is like, oh, I think this is a just punishment now.
I do love that. But I feel like at the end, he does make up for it. Like, he redeems himself because he's like, I caused you so much pain. Like, you deserve this happiness, even though it's hurting me.
Yeah.
So I do love that.
Yeah. It took a lot more pushing, though. I mean, we have to meet the prince at that point.
Yeah.
Who's just sick and twisted.
Yeah, I know. I feel like the prince, once he comes in, you kind of just like forgive Sanwoo. Like
You're like, oh, he's not even the bad one.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's really not that bad.
I mean, there are definitely like other characters. There's the Sun family who had a falling out with the An family formerly. And, you know, there's also the fact that Lord An is going against his uncle at the same time because his uncle is constantly trying to go at his throat. And again, just kind of trickles back all of that familial history of he's never had the support of basically anybody, including his own family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he sends his uncle a package of somebody's eye that he had taken out himself. How kind of him. But ultimately, like, together, Lord An and Bam have the most beautiful relationship.
They really do.
They are each other's, like, only happiness and comfort. And it's such a tragic story. It made sense that you recommended it.
Oh my gosh. They are so in love. It is beautiful. I love the whole theme too with the seasons where they just talk about like, you are my spring. And we have to get through this winter, this dark time, and then it's going to be spring again, and, like, we will be happy again. And I just love it so much.
I will say, this one made me cry.
Yes.
So when Bam leaves to go to the village to ask for his mom's blessing, essentially.
Yeah.
To marry Lord An, he tells Lord An, I'm going to ask my mom, and he's kind of laughing in Bam's face. But, like, he's so touched that Bam really wants to marry him. So he does. He goes and he talks to his mom. His mom gives him this ring. And Bam goes to explain. He's like, I don't think this will fit because the person I want to marry. And she's like, you don't even have to explain it. Like, I just want you to be happy. It's so sweet. And on his walk home, assassins from the royal palace are coming after him.
Yeah.
And they're shooting these arrows. He ends up getting hit and falling into the frozen lake.
Oh my gosh.
I cried.
When he loses his memory and then Lord An comes and finds him and like realizes that he doesn't remember him, that part made me cry. It's
oh my gosh.
So tragic.
He takes out his sword. He's like, you always said that I would kill you if you didn't end up with me. So do I do that now? Like, I'm lost.
Oh my gosh, it's heartbreaking.
It's so heartbreaking.
And you can just see Bam being like, what were you to me? Because clearly, like, we have a history of you are this distraught over me not recognizing you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And there are just, so as I was rereading this one, there are so many panels where I was just blown away. Like, it's just breathtakingly beautiful art.
I know. It's so gorgeous. Honestly, it really does tie into those seasons like you were talking about. The way that they portray the spring with all the cherry blossoms and just like the beautiful, bright, soft pastel colors. Just the palettes that are used. It's so, so gorgeous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This one, it's just so dynamic. The Prince character that gets introduced, I maybe have never hated a character more in my life.
Yeah.
Also, I never really figured out what the fuck his problem was.
I think he was in love with
both of them?
Maybe?
Because he was in love with their love? Kind of like a throuple situation?
It's almost like I don't know. Like, because he didn't love either one of them.
So for context, the prince comes in and he's into men for sure, but he's an extremely violent lover. He's not a very like sound of mind person in general.
No.
And he grew up knowing Sanwoo and Lord An. And essentially he kind of grows to love the idea of Sanwoo and Lord An together.
It's like he wants the tragedy because he doesn't want them to be together.
He doesn't want them to be together.
But he doesn't want them to be apart
It's
either.
almost like he wants them to be together so he can be the person to split them up.
Yeah, like he wants them to be heartbroken over each other. So once Lord An is no longer heartbroken, then he's like, okay, this is causing problems. I have to make you heartbroken again.
Yeah, the love lost is like what upsets him.
Yeah, but it's why they split up in the first place.
Yeah.
Sanwoo is like, I'm going to end our relationship so that, because the prince will like stop pursuing you then.
And it doesn't work.
And it doesn't work. But also I do love how the younger brother is like, you need to let him go. Like, you're not letting Lord On be happy, and you're not letting him move on. Yeah. You're holding on to him, and you just need to let him go be happy. Yeah.
Sano is such a good character.
He really is.
But honestly, it is such a breathtaking story. It is heartbreaking, gripping from start to finish. The side stories were beautiful.
What did you think of the end?
Okay, here's the thing. So the end of the main story was not what I remembered the main story ending being.
Me too. Okay, what did you remember happening?
I thought that the main story ending was them passing away and like saying like, I'll see you in another life, basically. Like, we'll always be together.
Yeah, I remember them being under the tree, but I thought that they had separated and planned to meet back at the tree, and only one of them survived. Neither one of us were right.
Yeah, neither of us were right. Because the actual end of the story is them escaping the fire together.
Yeah, I didn't remember that they escaped together.
And then, I mean, in the after stories, you do see the aftermath. Like, it's still a tragic story. Mm-hmm. They're not fully recovered. And they are basically reincarnated in their next life.
But it does show them being happy together for a while in their current life, too. And I love that, where Lord On is teaching all of the children.
It was
and
so
Baum
beautiful.
is, like, working. He's doing whatever he can for work. And you see that Lord On can't walk anymore, so he has to be carried everywhere. And they're basically just, like, living as a happy married couple. And it's beautiful. I love that part. It made me so happy to see that. I also think that, like, it's definitely, you can't read the story and not read the side story.
Yeah.
It's not one of those, like, sometimes they're disconnected, you know, like, you've got your main story, and then the side story is almost like, but here, like, the clue,
separate little
here's
frilly.
what could have happened. Yeah. But this is like, no, it's a direct continuation, and very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. You will lose parts of the story if you don't read it.
But I did remember that it time hops into basically their future lives, and you see them reconnect in present day. And Lord On in present day doesn't want Baum to remember, because he's like, I hurt you so much and I did not treat you well, which he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but he's like, I didn't do enough and I caused you so much pain and I don't want you to remember that.
Yeah.
But he does.
He does.
They both remember it and they're in love. They're going to be in love forever and ever and ever.
In every timeline, in every situation. Together forever.
If you, dear listeners, have not read this one, you need to read it. It is so beautiful. The story, the art, everything about this one. It's heartbreaking. It's romantic. It's just the best story. And I knew that I liked it. I remember loving it. So then when I recommended, or I guess assigned it to you to read, I assigned it because I was like, Annie's gonna love this one.
Yeah. No, it was a good one. Thanks, Teach. So we're moving on to your other assignment for your birthday, which was me catching up, or getting at least a bit more caught up with I Was the Final Boss.
Yes.
It's on Webtoon. There are currently 82 episodes, and it's a fantasy action series. I am not caught up currently, and I will explain why.
Why? Because you had over a month.
I did, but I was busy. Okay, this series and the way that it reads for me, it's very hard for me to focus. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. The episodes just feel so long.
They are long.
And
that's
so
why they feel long.
it's like I'm reading 4 episodes back to back.
Yeah.
But there's so much to process in one episode that I don't get that buffer of like being able to process what happened. And I just feel so disoriented afterward. I go, so much happened. And I usually just find myself going back and rereading the same episode like 4 times to digest what I just read.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hard one for me to like get through and really process what I'm reading. That being said, I don't dislike the series. I'm glad that I'm starting to get caught up, but I'm not even halfway.
See, one thing that I love about this one is it feels very episodic to me. There are chunks where you have to remember this information, and there is a through story through it all, but it is really that kind of like, okay, we're talking about Stain, and that's 2 episodes, but it's like one continuous story. And then we're talking about Support Mission, and that's 4 episodes, but that's one continuous story. So it's kind of like, you know, I break it up into chunks, and that helps me like keep the continuous, like makes it a little bit easier to read, I think, if you just read like by story, which there are some like, usually if it says 1, 2, has like episodes like that, I do that with those types of stories.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It's a good approach. I don't think I've found my rhythm with it.
Yeah.
And I think those breaks between episodes really do help me to like process where the story is, what's happened. It's a nice little break while the next episode loads. And since you don't get as many of those as often, I just feel like I'm in a haze. Like I'm just looking around so confused everywhere. So that being said, I did read quite a few episodes because I had last read Tower Exclusivity, which was episode 18. And I'm now up to episode 40, which is up to Co-op Mission. So all in all, it's been really fun to read. I did kind of want to highlight a lot of the stuff that really like piqued my interest in like catching up with this. First and foremost, I love Beelzebub so much.
He's the best.
He is my absolute favorite, and I love even more that Beelzebub becomes human.
Yeah. I love it.
It's so funny to me.
Beelzebub and Baphomet as a dynamic duo, they're just great.
Yeah. I mean, Beelzebub kind of just exists to troll Baphomet.
Yeah.
But he does, like, he has to do everything at Baphomet's beck and call, essentially.
Yeah, I
do
love it.
It's a really nice balance there. But when Beelzebub turned human because of Baphomet absorbing all of those other powers, and he gets sick and basically, like, throws up this human form that Beelzebub comes into, it is hysterical. Like, I actually was laughing out loud. But not only that, Beelzebub's kind of a book girly. Like, as soon as he becomes a human, he goes, I get it. And he starts reading all these novels. He goes, this is great. I know why people like being human now.
Yeah.
I like these things called books.
He's great. I love him. He just like, I feel like he just adds a little levity to the whole story.
Yeah, it really does. Maybe I like him because he kind of breaks up the episodes for me. Like, gives me something to look at. But honestly, like out of all of the kind of chapter breakdowns that you were talking about, the one that I liked the best was, I think it was Rank.
Yeah, Rank is a good one.
So it was where he's in his neighborhood. He just kind of wants to like relax, and he is assigned all of these side quests and missions to help all of his neighbors that he doesn't want to do. And he says no originally. And then in his pop-up windows, he's given no choice.
Yeah.
They go, okay, how about this? You help your neighbors or you die. Because you need to find a way to connect with the world around you. And if you don't, then you just might as well die.
I love it.
So he basically has no choice. He's doing things like fixing somebody's moped and getting a cat out of a tree. And just monotonous work.
But you see, he eventually does love it. And his neighbors love him.
His neighbors love him because he becomes the fixer.
Yeah.
And he kind of starts taking the pride in his work.
Yes.
Which you start to see because the gangsters kind of come to rough up this younger granddaughter and grandmother who are, their debt is adding up. And they come to rough them up some, and they end up ruining the paint job on this fence that Baphomet had done. Mm-hmm. And Baphomet was on his way back to take pictures of this fence that's now ruined because the gangsters roughed it up. So unbeknownst to him about all of the debt thing that's happening here, the gangsters, intimidating this poor grandma and, granddaughter as his neighbors, he just gets pissed that his work was ruined. He's like, I was going to take a picture of that. And so he just goes kind of AWOL. And it is flagged to him that he can't just go around murdering people. That's not the neighborly thing to do. So he's very clear that he's not going to kill anyone, but he does cut off an arm of every single gangster that he goes up against. And then he makes one of the other gangsters collect every single arm and put it in a bag. And then he cuts that gangster's arm off, and then he has to put that one in a bag. And then he gives it to the head gangster, and he's like, there you go. Stop coming around my turf.
Yeah.
So he just single-handedly basically stopped gang violence in his neighborhood.
But
that was pretty nice.
Because he's a good Samaritan.
No.
That's what I love. He just he is chaos personified.
He just did it because they ruined his fence.
And I love that.
And yeah, it's honestly pretty great. So I loved it a lot. But also in the most recent episodes that I was caught up on, one, I really love Loki as a priest. Loki in general as a character, I want to see more because I just feel like I'm going to love it. But also...
So wait, remind me again, you made it to virtual reality or not virtual reality?
Not virtual reality. I made it through support mission.
Okay.
So I made it through support mission. And so where we're at now, the government has sent Zest to start surveilling Baphomet in the Tower of Sanctum. And they had to go through all of these different levels to start defeating all of it. But if they don't defeat the different levels in 10 minutes, it resets.
Yeah.
And they come across this one monster that they have 1 second left and they try to eliminate it. And then another monster pops up and they can't get past level 49. And then they find 3 other hunters there, one of which is Hunter Griffin, who we know previously, who also knows Baphomet. And they kind of lock eyes. And Hunter Griffin kind of is anxious about it. And Baphomet almost just finds it funny because, again, chaos personified.
Yes.
But then you find out that Baphomet and Hunter Griffin have to work together to do a co-op mission where they have to sync how they destroy the identical monsters by defeating it in the same way in the same millisecond.
Yeah.
And I don't think that cooperation is really Baphomet's strong suit.
Yeah, that one takes them a while.
That's going to take them a little bit. It's been great to catch back up on it. I will say I'm probably going to be behind on this one still for a while.
I think you're probably going to add this to your lost interest list.
If I could do like an episode every month, that'd be fine. But even then, I'll never catch up.
Yeah.
I'm so far behind already. I'll never catch up.
It's okay. You don't have to keep reading it.
But I do like what I've read of it. So, we do have that.
I love it.
So,
okay.
Now we're moving forward to our surprise series.
Oh my gosh.
Now I want to flag with everyone. Alex, just like me, did give me a list of all of the different series that I should read. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to list out the ones that I got to choose from for the surprise series. So I got to choose from Balin and Lehyun, Nina's Magic Chest, Muted, The Reaper in the Waiting, Sang-Yang the Wanderer, Da Capo, and Spring the Color of Love.
Okay. Should I tell you what I think that you read?
Yes.
Okay. I think that you read Spring the Color of Love.
Why?
Because I've recommended it to you approximately 10 million times.
Okay.
Did you read it?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Okay.
So, the stories that I read.
Stories? Oh my gosh.
The first story that I read as a surprise for Alex was Balin and Lehian.
Oh my gosh. Did you love it?
I loved it. It is on Webtoon, 44 episodes. It's the fantasy romance BL. I know we've talked about this.
Yes.
So we don't have to go super in depth, but I did want to talk about moments that I loved from it because it was a wonderful recommendation. It's also a very quick one to read.
It is.
So
They're short episodes.
Yeah, highly recommend. Loved when Dr. Lehyun sprays Balin with the disinfecting spray and gets really pissed off.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's just accurate. Nobody likes that.
Balin makes the best faces
He
all
does.
the time. Like, he's so expressive, and they're chibis.
Their chibis are so cute. I also do love when Balin does come to find Lehyun and essentially gets carsick when Leon's taking him home.
Yeah.
He's actually green at the gills, which I just think is the funniest thing ever.
So
also, it speaks to my soul as somebody who does get carsick.
Same.
I
feel his pain.
I feel his pain, yeah, exactly. But also, I'm just so excited because where this series is left off really has opened up the possibilities. So in the most recent episode, you do find out that Balin has essentially chosen the doctor as his soulmate. Mm-hmm. And now they're linked because he kissed him. And so they had their first little conversation. And Leon goes, well, why didn't you kiss me sooner if you knew that this would help us communicate? And Balin just kind of like covers himself up and goes, you think I would just kiss anybody? You have to get to know each other first. But I think that so many shenanigans are going to ensue. I'm really excited about this one. It also really made me want to read Fathoms of Atonement.
Yes.
So,
and The Reaper in the Waiting. Go ahead and read that one too.
So, the next series I read was The Reaper in the Waiting.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, real quick for Balin and Leon, there's a little bit more since I read the Canvas version of this before it was an original. I do know some stuff that has yet to happen that will happen.
Oh my gosh, no spoilers.
I won't tell you, but you should be
good.
excited about this one.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay, let's talk about the Reaper in the Waiting. Yeah, let's talk about The Reaper in the Waiting.
Okay, so the next one I read is a surprise. Surprise. The Reaper in the Waiting. After reading Balin and Lehian, I could not read The Reaper in the Waiting. The art for Balin and Lehian was beautiful. So this one was also pretty surprising because it's the same artist, but this is in more of like that painterly style. I did see that the artist and the creator said, I'm not doing that again because it takes so much work.
It's beautiful.
But it's gorgeous. The payoff is gorgeous. The art is beautiful. This is another one that was really quick to read. So it's on Webtoon. It's a completed fantasy boy love, and it's 27 episodes. But this follows the Reaper, who in his previous life was Ruo Yang, and the Waiting, who you find out was Wei Li in his previous life as well. And they have this interesting connection in their life. The Reaper goes and collects these lost souls and helps them to move on. And the Waiting is just this lost spirit, or so it seems, that takes a liking to the Reaper and follows him around.
I love how he gets his name.
Because he's just waiting.
Yeah, the Reaper is like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm waiting.
I'm waiting. That's how he introduces himself. I'm waiting. And you do find out he has to introduce himself that way. He can't tell Ruo that he knows him from his previous life.
I know.
What their experiences were together. It was such a touching series to see how Wei Li or Waiting reacted when they were helping the expired Reaper find Li Wei's grave and move on. And, you know, the Waiting kind of slips into conversation. Well, if you were given your choice, or when you're given your choice as to whether or not you want to remember everything and be reincarnated to find your love again, or you want to forget and pass on. And he says, I'd rather forget and pass on. And the waiting is trying to tell him that he needs to remember. Like, no, you have to find the people that love you because they're probably really missing you. But the flashbacks in this one are heartbreaking. And it just is such a gorgeous story. I loved this one. It made me cry because I'm a blubbering baby.
Oh my gosh. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I would say that on the sentimental scale and the sweet scale, I just read this one and it automatically gave me the same feelings as like a Vampire Bureau and Ghost Aki. Just the art was gorgeous and the story was so well thought out and it was just so pretty.
I love it.
So I loved it.
I love it. You have to read Fathoms of Atonement too.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
They're just gorgeous. Fathoms of Atonement is actually the first one I read. And then the artist mentions their other stories. And so I sought out both of these other stories after that. And I was like, these are gorgeous. Yeah. Everything about, like, it's such a specific art style. Even though, like you said, this one's more painterly. Like, the expressions and just, like, the expressiveness of the characters.
Their love for one another in their previous life is just...
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. This one... So, I read this one a while ago. And I actually talked about this one in our completed in 2023 episode. And, yeah, it's so good. I love it so much.
I know.
It was so good. I can't believe you read two. I mean, I guess I can because they're both short. Also, now it's like 10,200,000 times that I've recommended Spring the Color of Love.
I'm so sorry.
Eventually, you'll have to read it. It's also really good.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was going to, I don't know, for some reason, that 80 episodes just felt so much more intimidating. I'll get around to it. Maybe next year. Next spring.
Maybe. For my next birthday.
Maybe this next spring, it'll be The Color of Love.
Oh my gosh. Probably not.
Probably not. But I actually do have a final surprise because I read one more for you as well.
Oh my gosh. What is it? What is it?
The panic on your face is so great. It's almost like this is built up for months.
You're not going to tell me?
I don't know.
Is it Spring the Color of Love?
It's not.
Okay, what is it?
I kind of wish it was now, and I feel guilty. Okay. Drum roll in your head.
Okay. Drum rolling.
Sang Yang the Wanderer.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Tell me what you think. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your theories.
Tell you everything?
Tell me everything.
So, this one is a wild freaking ride.
Yes, it is.
So, Sang Yang the Wanderer's on Manta. It's a boy love drama with 53 episodes right now. The characters were kind of hard for me to follow, probably until like the last 5 to 10 episodes, if I'm being entirely honest with you. So in my notes, I even had to write down like head, family, and collateral lines and like trying to like fit in who is where.
Very fitting that you read this one because this will come out on my birthday.
I know. So exciting. So there will be 54 episodes for your birthday. And I'll read that one too. But the main characters that we have are Sheen and Lao. Lao is the guardian for Sheen, who is the only heir to the head Zhao family. And he has that predicament of getting the tattoo on his back. I know we've talked about this one very much in depth.
Yes.
So I'm going to more focus on just what I loved about the story. And there's more that's happened since we've gotten to talk about this one. So we can kind of get more into the more recent episodes. But first and foremost, I love Wei and Leon so much.
Yes.
They are the cutest heir and guardian in the entire story.
I love them.
This was solidified to me when they went to the aquarium to go and see
The little
Chen.
ears.
And they bought the ears, and Wei puts the ears on and has another pair for Lao, who refuses to wear them.
He's like, no, absolutely not.
He does bring them back for Sheen, though, which is really cute.
I know.
But they are so cute. I also love that Leon is so adorable and sunshiny, but she has Chen, the third collateral line leader, by the balls.
Yeah.
Like, she's the first collateral line leader. She has him completely wrapped around her finger.
What do you think about him?
I mean,
that we've gotten to the last episode that has been released so far.
Well, and so we're going to get into all the theories now, because now we know kind of what's going on and have more context.
Yeah.
So the way that I see this, also, I just want to throw out there, Alex, Chen's guardian, has my same birthday. You know how they show you those little panels at the end as like the little character profiles?
Oh my gosh.
We share a birthday. So it's pretty cool. I wish that he wasn't like seemingly in a coma, because that's basically the most recent episode. Why is he in a coma? We don't know.
I know, but why?
But why? Who put him there?
Who put him there? Okay.
So I have theories about why he's in a coma.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so obviously what we've learned from the episode that you've made moving forward. Let's just start from everything that we discovered. Did you go back and
listen?
I didn't go back and listen. I just remembered the conversations that we had.
Okay.
So from where we last spoke on it, we know that Suna, who is the new fourth line Mo heir, was giving the ink to Chen. Chen was then basically the mastermind behind getting this ink used to get the tattoo onto Sheen.
Who is the person
who's tattooing him?
Who's tattooing him?
I think it's Wei.
You think it's Wei?
Because when they talk to Molly, who had to drop the designs, he describes it as somebody who's stronger than him. Yeah. And Wei has to stay fit. Leon says, like, when he was having too many lattes, she's like, you have to stay at this % body.
So do you think she's involved
muscles?
Too?
Yeah. I think she is.
I mean, really, that's like...
But also, he's the only one. So everyone was assuming that Alex was going to be the guardian who was forcing Molly to create the designs.
Yeah.
In the most recent episodes. But the way that Molly described him was he was taller than me with glasses.
Yeah. Oh, with glasses, I didn't even think about that. See, I was thinking, like, because Alex and his family, like, basically keeps Chen in a holding pattern with deciding who the guardian is going to be, that he takes matters into his own hands and gets his own guardian.
I mean, maybe.
Yours sounds more plausible, I think.
But it made me so sad.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's going to be heartbreaking. I love this one so much.
I know.
This is another one where there are just so many breathtaking individual panels.
It really is. So I did write out some of the highlights that I love before we get depressed on all the theories.
Yes.
But I do love that Lao is a total tsundere. I love his dynamic with Sheen so much.
Me too.
And how she knows that he loves him and that they love each other.
Yeah.
And just accepts him for where he's at.
Yeah.
And Lao, like, pushes him away and he just loves it.
I love them.
I know.
I love every scene that they're in together is just so good.
It's so good. I love Sheen. It's so beautiful. It makes it so much more painful to see how much he's suffering from the poison effects of the flowers that are in the ink.
Yeah. And you also see when Lao thinks that he's hurt him and runs away. That is so heartbreaking.
I know. And he really was. You see that he is in that delusion of just being afraid to be one of the people who is hurting him.
Yeah.
Because you see as he's walking closer to him, the blood disappeared on his head. And there was no blood on Lao or
Yeah.
anything like that, which Fu Ren does point out to him, Suna's guardian
Yeah.
and his cousin.
Mm-hmm.
When they sit down and have smoothies together, Fu Ren and Lao are talking, and they get into that huge argument because Fu Ren goes, I don't know you to ever be a person who would hurt the people you love.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you have so much love for Sheen, which of course Lao doesn't want to admit, but she's like, you didn't have blood on you. You didn't continuously see the blood. Like, I think you might have to come to terms with the fact that you were just seeing your worst fears realized and it was in your head.
Yeah. I also think it's really interesting that you get more of the dynamic between the heir and the guardian, how they are basically like, they keep everyone else out so that they will be more dependent on each other and like will rely on them. And you really see that with Fu Ren and how Suna even says like she will accept anything. She'll accept anything I do at all because she is so starved for love.
Fu Ren's previous situation was also terrible.
So sad.
And it was heartbreaking to see that even when people were advocating for her, as like her first heir forced her to fight.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about how cricket fighting was huge and she liked watching it. Like it was just a fun pastime in a game.
Yeah.
And she used Fu Ren as a fighter.
Yeah.
In these like illegal fights just for fun as like a little pawn because it's a game to her. And Fu Ren loved it because it was the attention that she needed. She goes, if I do this, then I get the approval of the only person I have. Mm-hmm. And so she was just so desperate to please her. And even when she had people advocating for her, saying, we're separating you two because this isn't good, this isn't healthy, this can't keep happening, Fu Ren is upset. And you see how toxic and terrible the situation was and how much of a toll it took on her mentally and emotionally. Mm-hmm. It really is a draining situation. We've seen it with Lao the whole time.
Yeah.
Because Lao is beating himself up constantly. You see him go back and forth between having this love for Sheen and almost resentment towards him because he doesn't have the freedom to really make his own choice.
But with Fu Ren too, you see like how they get into that mindset where like she lived alone. She was made to live alone for an entire year. Mm-hmm. She wasn't allowed to directly talk to anyone. She could only respond to other people and had to be like very vague about herself, couldn't make any friends or do anything, which is how she got to be so starved for love and attention and how she got into the situation.
It was so sad.
It's so sad. I love this story so much. Like the mystery of this, I just need to know what's going on.
I know. It really is so heartbreaking. The faces that the characters make are so expressive. Mm-hmm. Like
Lao especially. Oh
Lao
my gosh.
especially. His faces of disgust and just indifference are hysterical to me. There was actually one of my notes specifically points out episode 35 at the very end.
Okay.
It's not an episode that has Lao and Sheen in it basically at all. And at the end, the artist made kind of a breaking the fourth wall mini comic at the end.
I do love those.
I love them. Where it's Lao and Sheen and Wei and Leon all sitting together and going, are the people going to still read this even though we weren't in this episode? And Sheen and Lao are talking to each other about how to keep the people interested. And Sheen goes, here's step one. And he rips off all of Lao's clothes. And I love it.
Yeah.
Their dynamic is so funny to me. I just love this story. It's so good. The mystery of it is perfect. It is definitely a drama. It has those drama aspects in it to me. Mm-hmm. But I think the mystery is enough for me that like it kind of takes me out of all the drama aspects because sometimes like if it becomes just such a tragic story and there's no fluff or anything to like take you out of it, it can be a little more difficult. So the mystery propels it forward. And it's just so, so good. I love it. I will say, though, why is Alex in a coma? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I have no idea. I do you think Chen did it? Like put him in a coma?
Yeah.
Which is why I think maybe he has someone else who is acting as his guardian.
I wouldn't doubt that he has someone else acting as his guardian. I just also think that Leon and Wei are involved. Ugh. You do
I just
see
don't
that
want
Leon,
them to be.
I know. You do see that Leon has the capacity.
You're not wrong. I just want you to be wrong.
I want to be wrong too. If it makes you feel any better, I want to be wrong. I just don't think I am because I'm pretty good at this.
Oh my gosh.
The cat's a grandma and Wei is tattooing Jean.
Okay, well, one of those is right, and it's probably that the cat is a grandma.
Probably. But yeah, honestly, I'm so glad I read this one. I will tell you, I had a goal for your birthday to read every single series that you listed.
Gosh.
And I did not meet that. And
That's
apologize.
a lofty goal.
It was a lofty goal. Here's the problem is Nina's Magic Chest and Muted were daily passes.
Yeah.
And I did start reading them. Mm-hmm. But I forget about daily passes.
Me too. That's my problem. I always forget.
So it just like took me out of the story. So I'm probably just going to have to buy them at some point and read them.
Yeah.
But it's not today.
Muted is the only story that I have successfully read as a daily pass without going in and just purchasing the episodes or abandoning the story.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Nina's Magic Chest, I was reading week to week, so I didn't have a daily pass. Both of them are definitely worth it.
Yeah. So I'll probably end up buying them eventually. And when it came down to The Wire, I basically had to choose between Sang Yang, Da Capo, and Spring the Color of Love. And I had an internal monologue telling me to read Spring the Color of Love. And then, I don't know, it must have just been the devil on my shoulder saying,
oh my gosh,
you should do Sang Yang.
I mean, I can't say that I'm upset about it because I do love Sang Yang. And I feel like there is a little bit, like, Spring the Color of Love is a great story. But there's just, like, more to think about with a mystery. Like, that one's just a, like, very good drama romance.
I know.
And this is, like, what the fuck is happening?
I just want Lau and Sheen to be happy.
Me too.
I also am surprised at how the dynamic is going because the way that they're talking, Chen has kind of started this whole situation because the head family is trying to exterminate all the collateral lines.
Yeah.
And so the collateral lines are trying to fight back before that happens. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see Sheen doing it.
Well, I think it's not him. Mm-hmm. I think it's like the parents.
Yeah.
Because I don't, like, he's being watched in the annex. He's not the top dog. There are other people involved.
He's just a pawn.
And I think he's just a pawn that is, like, stuck in this situation the same as the rest of them. I also think the back tattoo looks really cool.
It looks so cool. And even he says it too. He goes, I kind of like the dragon.
Yeah, he's like, I may be sleeping all the time as I'm being poisoned, but this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, this dragon, it's nice.
Yeah.
Lau is getting a little mad at the opticism.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I mean, it is one of my absolute favorite dynamics. I love a grumpy sunshine. This is very much a grumpy sunshine.
It really is. I think, too, their dynamic is just so good for one another because Lau is so overprotective. And I guess just before we close it out, one of my favorite moments in the entire series now so far is seeing the flashback to when they were seniors together.
Oh, my gosh.
And Lau tells Sheen, like, not to go off by himself.
Oh, yeah.
And Sheen goes out to the movies and to the bookstore. And he's just doing everything by himself, not following Lau's rules. And Lau's following him, like stalking his every move. Just how dare he go here by himself? How dare he do this by himself? And this one guy goes to ask him for a flashlight to look for his phone, but he was going to rob him. And Lau ends up pulling Sheen back and he goes, do you know what he was planning? He was going to rob you. There were more people in the alley. and I had to beat them up for you, and I told you not to go out by yourself, and you were alone all day. And Sheen was like, well, how did you like the movie? And how did you like the bookstore? And she knew that he was there the whole time.
Yeah, I love that.
It was so cute. And Lau was very embarrassed, but also, like, it made more sense that, like, Sheen really only did feel comfortable because he had Lau.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just so cute, and I love them.
I do too.
It's so good. So, anyways, those are my theories. I think we'll just have to figure out what's going on.
I'm excited. This is definitely one we're going to have to talk week to week.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Or I guess
another
every 10
free-for-all.
days to every 10 days.
I know, another free-for-all. We'll start talking about everything that's going on.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I know. How exciting. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe you read 3 for my birthday.
I know. Well, I had to make up for the fact that I didn't catch up on I Was the Final Boss.
Yeah. I accept.
Oh, thank you. But anyways, if you have not read any of the titles mentioned, I know for a fact Alex has wonderful and incredible taste. Highly recommend any of the series that we've talked about today. If you have any recommendations on some of the ones that we've mentioned that I did not read that I should pick up, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But looking forward to talking to you all on the next one. And happy birthday, Alex.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.